Hello again, everybody. It's Takedown, Scott Casper. We continue our coverage of the sport. This time we head to Annapolis. It was just a couple weeks ago that Joel Sharratt was named the new head coach for Navy Wrestling. He joins us now. Joel, how are you?
Doing great, Scott. How you doing?
Good. It's been a little bit of time between then and now, but here's our chance to talk. You replace a man who taught you so much in Bruce Burnett, just an outstanding guy. But, man, I tell you what, he did not leave the cupboard empty. If anything, he left the cupboard full. Talk to us a little bit about the condition of Navy wrestling.
I think we have a real strong senior class right now that's going to bring some great leadership to this year's room. We're going to have to develop some young guys throughout the season to be ready. We have a good group of recruits coming in that we're excited about, and looking forward to getting them on campus July 1st. And then pressing forward, getting them with the leadership of our senior class and starting to build the next generation of Navy wrestling.
You spent the last 8 years, and it's hard for me to even understand that 8 years went by. But your family were out in Colorado Springs at the Air Force Academy there. But yet you choose to go back to Navy. Is that an easy answer as to why?
I don't think it's an easy answer. I think there's some different dynamics between the two service academies, as well as some opportunities here that weren't available in Colorado Springs. So there's a great amount of excitement amongst the Navy alumni that are really trying to hoist the flag and raise the program back up to an Ed Perry era, the top of Bruce's era, and start competing again, at the highest ranks of the EIWA and climbing the ladder at the NCAA level.
In making the announcement, your boss, Navy Athletic Director Chet Gladchuk, said that your leadership, the respect that your peers have for you, your extraordinary accomplishments and passion for wrestling are reflected in every step of your career. Looking from the outside in, as a member of the media, I'd say, well, he's dead on. First of all, has this been a plan, or is it just something that unfolds? Not everybody has a career plan.
No, it certainly was. I gave my full effort to the every program that I've ever been at. And finish 1 year at a time, and take the next opportunity if it's there. And so this was not a strategic plan from the get-go, but it was just an opportunity that opened up, through Mr. Gladchuk's leadership and reaching out to me and talking about, the opportunity that he feels the Naval Academy is poised to step forward in. It was just a timing thing that opened up the door, and a very exciting time in the Navy wrestling program.
If I say the name Cole Von Allen, at what level would you place him as far as import to your time spent at the Air Force Academy?
Cole's a wonderful young man. There's so many great young men that I've had an opportunity to work with, whether it was, Ryan Bernholtz and Dave Esposito at Lehigh, Tim Hartung and Brandon Eggum, Brock Lesnar at Minnesota, Matt Stolpinski, Mark Connolly, Navy SEALs that were at the Naval Academy the first time I was here, or Cole Von Olin, Josh Martinez, great young men. Yeah. So just had a blessed opportunity to work with a lot of great people in my career.
You truly have, and have they helped shape you into the coach that you've become?
Oh, I think obviously the people that you work with, present you with as a coach with different challenges, and that's something that you want to try and get the best out of your athlete, and everybody comes to the table with different needs and different strengths, different weaknesses. So each one of them, I believe, helped me get better as a coach, trying to help them find their path to success.
This last year, you led the Falcons to an 11-6-3 record, third place finish at the NCAA West Regional. Your senior 133-pounder, Greg Rinker, captured the individual title at 133. What was that like?
Rinker was a great young man, great heart, dedication, commitment, never stopped believing. Won in the finals on a comeback victory, down 4-1. Got a reversal and a turn to go away with the tournament title, and ultimately qualified him for the NCAA. So it was a very exciting match.
Your influence has been noticeable off the mat as well. Let's talk about Josh Larson. He served as the cadet wing commander in the spring of 2011. Why is that important?
Oh, I think the Naval Academy has a mental, moral, physical mission, just like the Air Force Academy. So having people that are leaders in the institution, not just on the mats of competition, they're leaders on the mat and off the mat, says that we're doing great things. The Naval Academy this year, in their graduating class, had 7 Navy SEALs graduating from the wrestling team, and that's a very positive testament to their program as well.
As a combatives instructor at the Air Force Academy, you also had an opportunity to go across the ocean and help train in General Newbar's program. Talk to us about going overseas, being at the front of the leadership corps.
Well, the opportunity to go overseas and put your feet on the ground in Iraq during a time of war was an incredible experience for me to be able to help support the effort in that way. We were on a base in Balad, and we were able to do a training for some of the troops over there, and it helped them, in just their daily grind and the routine that they were going through, to have somebody coming in and teaching them something, and if you can call it having a little bit of fun, put a little bit of fun into their life, change their pace up a little bit, and hopefully gave them some skills that they felt valuable.
Dan Gable was on the phone right before you and I started our interview. You know this. Ultimately, very proud. You had a lot of your training under the tutelage of the great one. What is one thing, if you can narrow one thing down out of all that you've learned on your way to 3 All-American standings and 3 different trips to the NCAA finals, winning the championship for yourself in '94. But if there's one thing that Coach Gable shared with you that you've been able to take with you and really exercise every day, what would that one thing be?
Stay focused on your goals, stay committed to your goals, and work every day to try and achieve them. Give it your best effort every single day, and good things are going to happen.
This coming weekend is the World Team Trials. You competed on behalf of the United States. You were a 2-time member of the U.S. national team. You earned a bronze at the Olympic Trials, '97 Pan American Championships. You competed well there. What does this weekend mean to the young athletes in America?
Well, to the young, truly young athletes, trying to make their first national team and compete at that level, they're freshmen again. They're coming out, they're competing, they're trying to see where they stand amongst the seasoned veterans at that level. There's no more age group. It's competing against the very best against the very best. So I think it's an amazing opportunity at this time of year. It's what your whole 365-day calendar is focused on. But it's also a stepping stone to 2016 to see where you're at in preparation to try and make that team as well.
We're talking with Joel Sharratt, the new head coach of Navy. From whence he comes, he returns to make a big difference. Joel, your wife Jamie and daughters, and there are 4 of them,
Correct.
have to be all on board, man. To be on deck with this thing is a big deal. You were able to make this decision fairly quickly. What was Jamie's first response?
Oh, it's been, it's certainly anytime you're moving across country, it's stressful on your family. So we've been, working through the move and, trying to get our house listed out there and moving forward.
And Joel, just a moment. We continue our conversation with Joel Sharratt. Joel, in making this change, there's a lot of other people that perhaps you want to thank. It's a long way from Bloomington, Minnesota. You've crisscrossed the country and represented the United States in such a way that you've made all of us proud. Who would you like to, give a shout out to, maybe some thanks?
Well, I first, I obviously like to, thank my parents who, ultimately got me started in the sport and supported me growing up throughout every step of my career, competing or coaching. They've just been incredible that way. All the coaches that I've had an opportunity to work with, from Coach Gable, Chuck Veverowski back at Bloomington Kennedy, Marty Morgan, who had a big influence in my career when I was young, and the other coaches that I've just had an opportunity to work with, Greg Strobel, Bruce, USA Wrestling, Rich Bender and his leadership at USA Wrestling has done an incredible job keeping wrestling at the forefront, getting us through a very challenging time at the Olympic level, has been awesome. And ultimately here, the commitment of Chet Gladchuk, the NAAA, and the Naval Academy as far as what they've done.
It's always good to talk to you, Joel. Congratulations on your new job. I cannot wait to see what's next and what the Middies put on the mat for us this fall. It's going to be an exciting time, a time of change for sure, but nonetheless under great leadership of Joel Sharratt. Joel, thank you.
Thanks, Scott. Have a great day.
You too, buddy. It's Joel Sharratt. I'm Scott Casper with Takedown.